Alright folks, and welcome to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather, and I'm now going to be reviewing Finals Week 2 in AFL 2019. First game, both games in fact, this weekend are from Finals Week 2 obviously, and then we go into the preliminary finals, so a huge amount at stake for every team involved. So first up was Friday the 13th, lucky for some, unlucky for others. Geelong Cats versus the West Coast Eagles at the MCG. What a game it was. It was absolutely outstanding. I'll just tell you the team who won. Geelong Cats went against my predictions. Of course, my prediction was for West Coast Eagles to be too strong for them on the day. Obviously, they were without Willie Rioli for the reasons I've already went over on a different live stream on Thursday. So we're not going to go into too much details on that. But Geelong were absolutely magnificent. Every player that I had actually said hadn't been really playing that well. They're experienced players. They're players that have really, they need to be stepping up at this time of the year. This is where experience comes into play. Not letting your emotions and the occasion get the better of you. Well, as I said at the very start, there's a whole lot at stake in this. Hello, everyone that's joining. There's a whole lot at stake. A place in the prelim finals. I'm good, thanks very much. And they did step up. Dangerfield was good. Ablett was good. Just across the board, I thought Hawkins was amazing. Hi, Lee. How are you doing? I thought Hawkins was absolutely outstanding in the game, but he's kind of let himself down. I'm not too sure if he misses. I never actually looked into that. Just a couple of little AFL gifts that we have had on the channel so far at the back of the live stream today. I just thought I'd put them on, and obviously the Dockers Guernsey that I got, the Indigenous one of a friend, and the Port Adelaide mug as well. So quite a few Port Adelaide gifts there I did in my video yesterday. Get the Sharon, which is actually, well, it's near the Port Adelaide thing, but this is Adelaide Crows. So conflict of interest at the back of me there. If you can see the Crows badge, there we go. Background very nice. Thanks very much. Just a few items that have been sent to the channel. Dylan Baxter, I will be doing a ball kicking vid. It is raining today. I'm not afraid of the rain. We're used to the rain here, but I actually don't have a cover for my camera. I got a good camera there, so I don't really want to put it out in the rain just yet. But I will be getting that done. It's just every time I want to go out and do it, it rains. It's raining right now as we speak. Pretty crap to be honest. Pretty quiet live stream today, Leanne. I think it's because I've probably done it a lot earlier than what people are used to. It's 10 a.m. in the morning here, so it's probably about 6, 7 o'clock in Australia for a lot of you. So most people are probably used to tuning into mine at about, I suppose, 8, 9 p.m. Where are you? Still a bit sad about the Eagles game. Well, do you know what? Geelong started really, really well in this game, like I was going to get to. They came out the traps pretty quickly. West Coast Eagles have came back at them, done really, really well to get back into it. And then Geelong just stepped it up again and went out and got the job done. I thought they were really, really good. As I was about to say, Tom Hawkins looks like he could possibly have got himself in a spot of bother. He's put the forearm through the face. I can't remember who it was of the West Coast Eagles. I don't know if it went straight to Tribunal or how this is looking for him, but it could be him missing a very important game against Richmond next week at the MCG. So he'll be a big blow because he was one of the star players. Of course, that he's not the only person this weekend to be in trouble. Anyway, congratulations to Geelong Cats. I thought they deserved the win. Being a neutral, I'll give credit where it's due, and I honestly do believe Geelong were a head and shoulders above West Coast Eagles, which I was really surprised about because I thought that would have been the other way around. The quality that obviously Yeo has been one of my favourite players this year. Shuey, Shepherd. The list is endless of players that go under the radar. How good they've been there. Cripps was good last week. You've got Nick Nat back. You had loads of good players perform. Darling Kennedy, obviously Liam Ryan, Flying Ryan, one of my favourite players. Just from front to back, they are a very, very good team. But Geelong looked like they were ready for war yesterday. There was boys with burst eyes. They were first to the balls. They were hitting into tackles hard. Do you know what? They just deserved it. I think if you're a West Coast Eagles fan, of course, for anybody watching, you're going to be extremely sad about this. But when you look at it and you analyse it in a week or so's time, you'll realise that Geelong just deserved it. They were just better on the day and they deserved the win. So congratulations to them. They now find themselves in the Friday's fixture on the 20th of September against Richmond, who are my tip to win the whole thing. I feel that they are just a class above right now, absolutely everyone. I think they're on 11 straight wins, 10 or 11 straight wins. They're on fire. They've beat the best in the competition, who I thought was the best in the competition, in the Lions. Richmond, or not the best in the competition, but their closest rival for being best in the competition, back-to-back weeks, Richmond, haven't they? So let's talk about the Lions, who I've just mentioned. This was at the Gabba, and this was arguably the game of the year. Not in terms of quality, there was quality in it. It was at the Gabba, Saturday the 14th of September. Brisbane Lions in Vegas. They did loads of aerial shoots of the nighttime sky in Brisbane. And wow, I was blown away at how beautiful that city looks at night. Absolutely outstanding. Now I know why it gets nicknamed Vegas. You could almost mistake it for Las Vegas. And the Giants, the GWS Giants, of course, come from rugby league territory down there. So they're not afraid of that sort of physical side of the game. And that's exactly what type of team they are. But you've got to give credit to the Lions. They more than matched them at times for the physicality. Of course, they were without their main grub, Mitch Robinson. Mongrel, he loves a tackle, doesn't he? Very, very good to watch, but he was missing. But I did mention, when we're talking about Hawkins possibly missing next week's game against Richmond, well, this guy's definitely out of next week's game against Collingwood, and that is a huge positive for Collingwood. And let me tell you why. He is a little tramp of a player. Everybody hates the sight of Toby Green, but I just think he's absolutely fucking phenomenal. I think he's one of the best players in the AFL, Toby Green. There's no doubt about it. He's a young guy. I'm not saying he's making mistakes here. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he suffers from extreme bipolar. He goes and scores a goal, and then instantly, instead of celebrating, he goes and smacks a hand into the opposite player. I think he just lives on the edge of insanity from start to finish. I absolutely love him. I think he's top quality. But you can't eye gouge or attempt to eye gouge an opposite player. Like, eyes are very important parts of our body, aren't they? You don't want to see people going blinded, etc. That's what he's tried to do. He probably shouldn't have played this game. He tried it with Donfather the week before, and the head honchos at the AFL, like that, with all things GWS, aren't they? Because it's their project club. Taking absolutely nothing away from the GWS. They were absolutely outstanding, I thought, at times yesterday. I haven't got to the scoreline yet, but there is absolutely no doubt in my mind they should have banned Toby Green for the attempted eye gouge on Bontempelli. They've now had to. He's put them in a position, like they've said, like, give him the benefit of the doubt. Look, don't do it again. Don't put egg on our faces here. And that's exactly how he's responded. He's put egg on the AFL's faces. They've vouched for him and he's let them down. He's ultimately let his team down. Probably not himself, because he doesn't seem to give a damn. But when we're talking just about quality, Toby Green is very much up there with your Kellys, your Lockie Neals. That's who he attempted the eye gouge on. Lockie Neal, Patrick Cripps. These players, Toby Green is not out of place with these guys. He's that good. Really, really good player. He had a fantastic game yesterday too, and he's let his team down because they're coming up against Collingwood, who are just getting better and better and better. Yes, they're without Jordan De Goey. He's away to Germany in September thinking, it's Oktoberfest there soon. Somebody have a word with Jordan De Goey that Oktoberfest is October. Not too sure he can work that out. Not too sure he's the sharpest, but a very likeable guy and a very good footy player. But have a word, this is September, mate. But he's away over to Europe to try and fix a bit of a hamstring problem he's got going on there. I'd like to see him back, but I think it might be too early for him yet. Anyway, the score between the Brisbane Lions. The Giants came out the traps absolutely rapid. I'm going to run through a few of my key players in this game. Toby Green, we've already mentioned. Daniels with that last goal. Kyle Daniels, one of my favourite players. Really like that wee guy. Defensively, they were absolutely outstanding on the day. Big Mumford was fantastic too in the middle. I just like him. I love I love Big Ruckman. He's physical. He maybe doesn't possess the quality of other ruckmen, but he's certainly got the prowess and the physical strength to deal with any opposition in his way. He does struggle with a smaller ruckman though, or somebody that's came up against him. He does struggle with that because usually when he goes for the tackle, then he gets caught. He catches him round there. It's something he's not really sure on how to play against. But when he plays against somebody of a similar size, he absolutely fucking bullies them because he's better in that position than them with just the physical side of the battle. I think players for the Brisbane Lions, I thought Brisbane Lions were very unlucky to lose this. They did lose it in the end. They were about to win, and then a poor decision by the umpires, and that seems to be the tail of the tie, really. Umpires really need to look at themselves here. With an untrained eye myself, I could even see some calls. I was like, wow, fuck, that was bad. But umpire calls were really... Both sides were, were let down by umpires at times, but the key one right at the end, the pass, which led to the goal that Daniels scored and ultimately won the game for the Giants and sent Brisbane Lions out of the tournament until 2020. But players to mention, Zorko. Fuck, I can't get much more love for that guy. I think he's absolutely outstanding. The speed of him, even in the fourth quarter, the way he turns players, he's just got a bit of trickery about him. Speed, physically strong. The change of direction is phenomenal. He can sell candy, but he just is he's just at the heart of a lot of stuff that is good about the Brisbane Lions. Cameron, which somebody mentioned, an umpire call, which I don't know if it's the first ever in AFL history. They had actually said to the Giants player at the time, can't remember now who it was, but they kept targeting an early injury that Charlie Cameron had got on his hyperextended arm when he got stuck between his own player and the opposite player for the Giants, and it twisted back roads very, very early on in the game, and he did not let it affect him. He was absolutely sensational. I think he was possibly... Between him and Green, who was my man of the match, I thought they were absolutely outstanding. Hipwood was good too. McStay was a giant for the Lions as well. But it wasn't enough. Hodge, mentioning Hodge here, he's got 4 premierships to his name. He's now retired because obviously the Lions are out, but he actually can hold his head up high after his performance in the game. I thought he was magnificent and a true leader. He never stopped talking to the players around him, organising. He put his body on the line. He went into big tackles. He was not afraid of a biff, but I just thought he led like a true champion. He had his friends from Hawthorn, his time there, where he's won many a trophy with Hawthorn, in the crowd to support him. But Hodgie, good luck for the future, mate. You were absolutely magnificent. I thought you deserved all the applause you got at the end. And do you know what? It's a bit of a shame for him, really, because he's out of it now. He could have been in a prelim, but he's not. But congratulations on a magnificent career for him. And ultimately now, congratulations. And I've been quite critical on, not so much the Giants, but the Giants fans as such in the last week. But there's no questioning just how good a footy team this is. They were sitting second and first with Geelong for so long throughout the ladder. And now, look, they found themselves in a prelim final. And do you know what? Can they do it? It is Collingwood. I don't know. I would probably be tipping Collingwood for this one. I think they're a better footy side. But if they can play with that sort of intensity, as I said, this was arguably the Brisbane Lions game and the Giants game for me yesterday was one of the most intense, hard-hitting, fucking hot potato footy games I've saw. Nobody wanted to give it up. There was fights, sporadic fights breaking out all over the field of play yesterday. Absolutely everywhere. Both teams went for it and played it in the true spirit of Aussie rules. They absolutely went for it. And to lose a game by less than a kick shows you how hard fought that game was. But congratulations to the Giants. And let's make no mistake about this. Collingwood are in for a game here. with or without Toby Green. But the quality that Toby Green possesses is the reason why I have got no doubt in my mind that I feel Collingwood are just a class above them. And I feel Collingwood will do it. I'm sorry, I just feel they'll do it. But congratulations to the Giants for reminding me on how good a footy side they are. So we've talked about the games that have been. Let's talk about next week. Friday, Saturday. Friday's game at the MCG. We've got the Richmond Tigers versus the what looks like the rejuvenated old stagers of the Geelong Cats. Your Ablets, your Danger. Look, they were just magnificent, I thought, Geelong. They really deserve their place in this prelim final, obviously by being beat the week before, and I was being critical of them, but the older guys stepped up, and do you know what? They played brilliant stuff at times. Hawkins is not going to be playing. Richmond are very much the best team in the competition right now, if you're basing it on form. Stand up and be counted. I've just realised that I'm drinking out a Port Adelaide mug. We've got Port Adelaide scarf, we've got the Crows footy, we've got a Port Adelaide vest, which you can't see, Dockers Guernsey, Dockers beer stubby, Bulldogs, very much a pride of place. The red, white and blue of the doggies, all in the background there. We've got doggy stuff. We've got a mashup of AFL stuff here, and it's really, really good to show off some of the gifts that people have. Just wrecked the place here. Come on, boom. It won't matter. It's falling all over the place. But do you know what? Big week coming up. Richmond versus Geelong. First game, Friday the 20th of September. This is your last roll of the dice for 4 teams now. Who's going to stake a claim in the big one, the grand final on the 28th of September at that hallowed ground of the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. We all know this is going to be near enough sellouts for both of these prelim finals now. Richmond with a huge fan base. Geelong will take the numbers. Both teams really, really look strong right now going into this. I can't call it. Really, really tight. If you put a gun to my head, I would say Richmond. But it is undoubtedly going to be unbelievable noise coming from the stands. The yellow and black of the Tigers. The navy and white of Geelong. Who's going to step up? Who's going to do it? Have your say. Stand up and be counted, as I said, though. But Saturday, we're on for another treat. Collingwood versus the Giants. Another huge one. I'm going to say my prediction for this one. I feel Collingwood are going to be strong. Toby Green, the grub, the thug, the absolute tramp of a player that he is, huge player for them, will not be playing. So Collingwood favourites for me for that one. At the MCG as well. Both games are going to be absolutely rocking in the stands. The black and white of the Magpies. I would imagine they'll have the biggest crowd there without a shadow of a doubt. But who's going to be in the final? Let me know. I've already done my predictions for who I think is going to get there and who's going to win it in my house on the app with the AFL ladder predictor all the way through. And I've got my team that's going to win it. I'm not going to give too much away. I'm sure you can probably guess who I think is going to do it anyway. What do you think, actually, of the freshly shaved mullet? Stage 3 of the AFL mullet. Boss baby, 3 yesterday. Big 3, weren't you? Was it your birthday yesterday?
Yeah.
It was your birthday yesterday. There you go. Bulldogs Teddy, that's yours. Power vest, absolutely bloody love that. Tony, right, I'm going to get to chatting to folk now. Right, so we've got people saying Giants to cause an upset. You never know. I predicted a Lions win. The Giants were magnificent at the start of it. They let the Lions back in the first quarter. The Lions, I think, went in at the interval in the lead somehow. I think they got 5 in a row goals, which was absolutely outstanding. So they came into that. It was a tug of war throughout. The Lions, I thought, were going to go on and win it in that last couple of minutes of the game. An absolutely sickening blow. Daniel steps up and gets the goal, albeit a poor umpiring decision, I believe, to let them see the victory for the game. But do you know what? It could have went either way, that game. Both teams deserve to go through, but unfortunately in sport, there can only be one winner, and that was the Giants. So congratulations to them. They did deserve it, probably on the fact of the way they started, the way they fought throughout, and they never said die. Even when they were behind at times, they just never said die. Lucas plays. Who's your grand final winner? Who's your grand final winner, mate? I have mine, but I have to see what way these prelims go for my predictions. Right now, I think it's Richmond that's going to be it. I think Richmond are the best team in it. The way they play. It's at the MCG now, the next two games. They had their 7 games in a row at the MCG. They won every single one of them, and everybody's going, but you can't travel away. But they did travel away, and they absolutely destroyed the Lions away from home at the Gabba. The Gabba, the home crowd advantage for the Lions was not enough, and the Tigers just showed you that they are a class act. And you know what? If they can play their game early on against Geelong, it could be a very convincing win there. It really could. I need to wait and see what's happening with Hawkins, because he was brilliant. He was kicked a few goals there at the weekend as well, didn't he? So I don't know if he's playing. He put the forearm through the neck or the side of the face, the player. It's an illegal move. I'm not too sure how they're going to see it or deem it, but there has been people getting decisions overturned and being allowed to play. So if you say in the spirit of the game, it was a bit of a dirty tactic from Hawkins, but I don't think it was one of the worst I've ever seen. He got 1 week. So they're without Hawkins. I never seen it. I never seen the story. So apologies for that. They're going to be without Hawkins. Huge blow there then. That would very much make me think it's Richmond's to lose. I believe they've got one hand on the trophy already. And Toby Green too. This is it. This is why I can't see past the two Melbourne footy clubs meeting each other in the final. The two most heavily supported clubs in the AFL, going at it. Second grand final here now in a row for Collingwood. Can they do it this time? Who knows? They're not coming up against their old adversaries, the West Coast Eagles, who are already out now. So Richmond Tigers, of course, 2017 champions. They know how to win it. Colin wobbles. Can they stop wobbling? Can they go out and win it? Who knows? They are Magpies, and we know how much Magpies like silver. Can they fucking get their hand on that silverware and grab it and take it back to their old faithful and have a celebration with the Magpies fans? Who knows? But the Tigers will have, the Tiger Army will want something to say about that, won't they? If that is the two teams that are in the final, they will certainly have a part to play in this. Now, I've got something to say in terms of Magpie fans. Magpies, are you listening? Do you remember when they were going through their bad patch? Mason Cox was playing. Mason Cox was playing, okay? Right? He was playing. Eye injury. Mason Cox was out. Collingwood start winning. He's fucking shite. That's what it is. Mason Cox is shit at footy. Absolutely terrible. He was holding back the chance of some other players to get in there, and so much better without him. He's a big galar up there, isn't he? A big gormless looking galar. He hasn't got a clue what's going on up top. He's not physical. He shies out of challenges. Mustn't get hurt. Pish player. Let's send him back. Failed project. Do you know what? I was on the fence, and I really cheered about the video that I got asked to react to. The AFL have made a really good video and making that such a rags to riches story about Mason Cox. I even bought into it myself. The prelim final last year where he was absolutely outstanding, wasn't he? But there is a but here. That was one game. He's been woeful since. He's not a footy player. Come on, he's not even a basketball player. He's just a guy everybody wanted to do well. And And it would have looked great for the AFL to have an American come over and be a star, like you've had with some Irish players of the past. You've had players coming from different countries. Dusty's a New Zealander, albeit they're not very far away, and they're bloody brilliant at physical sports anyway. But he is a poor footy player. He is not a player. No more Mason Cox. Colin would have got to look at that and go, that's actually right, you know, like, come on. Come on now. We're playing amazing stuff. Some of the players that are in that team, Steely, I love Big Steely. I think he's fantastic. Grundy, they're just awash with talent. I feel that they're going to be a class above the Giants, maybe. Like, you know my predictions already. It's no mistake here. I do a predictions video on Thursday, but I can't see anything changing from this point onwards. As Richmond, Collingwood are the best two teams left for me. That's just it. But look, I was wrong. I was wrong with Geelong. I was wrong with Geelong. They fought like warriors. The old men stepped up. They showed their experience. And they were the best players on the field to play against the Eagles. They deserved it. People are saying catch GWS. Pendlebury, 301. I say Scott Pendlebury. I was wanting to do a reaction of him. What an accolade for that guy getting 300 appearances. He has been put down as, although it's opinion, not my opinion, but Pendlebury the greatest ever Magpie. I don't know. He's certainly up there. He's certainly up there. What a footy player that guy is. He's just a leader in it. He's just absolutely outstanding. Pendlebury will play 400. He looks fit. He definitely looks fit. He's just a damn good footy player. He's just a very, very good footy player. Jaden Stevenson's back now. Whether you believe he should be back or not, doesn't matter. What a player he is as well. He could have something to say next Saturday. I'm just really, really excited about it. Rob, Dusty and Toby in grand final. If the Giants can get Collingwood knocked out and Toby Green plays, wow. Dusty last week was absolutely outstanding. 6 goals. He showed why people absolutely cream over this guy. I mean, there's no shortages of absolute... I mean, at the top of the AFL and in the media, they're getting absolute baby's arms popping up absolutely everywhere over Dusty. But I've got to be honest, rightly so. The guy is a class act. Absolutely brilliant footy player. And I'm kind of sporting a close enough to a Dusty mullet as you're going to get. I just love Dustin Martin. I think he's fucking unbelievable. His tattoos are cool. His fucking hairdo's cool. He looks good in the Guernsey. He's just a damn nice guy. He comes from like a gangster family. He's just one cool motherfucker. I just think he's a class act. All that shit aside, he's just a fucking unbelievable footy player. Will he belt Toby? Possibly. Somebody's going to have to put Toby Green in his box. But all that being said, try and do it. Try and do it. He is fucking unreal at footy as well. People love to hate Toby Green. He's everybody's guy where they absolutely hate him. Coffee. Port Adelaide mug. Port Adelaide. When is that game today? Any Port fans on the day? I'd not miss... my mate's not on it. Dylan. Port Adelaide, mate, the man who sent the stuff. They're in their South Australia grand final. I think is it today, that grand final? So they're in it. The Port Adelaide Magpies as well. So he'll probably be at that. But one of my favourite players, I think, is playing in that. And I think he was absolutely magnificent for the Power. Actually, for the first team, is Sam Powell-Pepper. I think he's fucking brilliant. I think there's loads of youngsters coming through there that are brilliant. So I don't know if I'll be able to watch that game today, but really, really interested to see who wins that one. What do I think of the NRL? It's not something I really know too much about, the NRL. I have been asked to check out Melbourne Storm by Rob. I believe there was a good game for them. It was yesterday, was it? So I'll have to check it out and see. But a lot of people think I'm swearing when I even mention those three letters, the NRL, such as the fanatical support of the AFL on this channel. It's AFL or nothing. It's Aussie rules or nothing. They would actually be looking at your comment there and asking me that question and saying, why the fuck are you asking the Donfather about the NRL? You're going to get the hairy side. But seriously though, I don't know enough about it. It is a sport I do want to check out for the Dawn of World Sports because Dylan Baxter's giving you the exact thing there of what he thinks. But it is a sport I will check out in the Dawn of World Sports as well because I'm bringing loads of different sports. All right, mate. There's more people joining. Thanks very much for joining the chat. I have already spoke through the games. There wasn't many games to talk about, so we're done and dusted on them. Our prelim finals are between now Richmond and Geelong on Friday, coming up at the MCG, and on the Saturday, Collingwood versus the Giants at the MCG as well. So two huge games, do or die games, and a place in the grand final, the biggest stage in the AFL. So really looking forward to it. The prelim finals are going to be intense. I just know the MCG is going to be nearly full to capacity. I would imagine 93, 94,000 in both games. Such are the fan bases of the clubs now that are left in it, with exception to maybe the Giants don't have just as much support, as the other three clubs. But the two Melbourne clubs, obviously giant footy clubs there that are left, Collingwood and Richmond. But I may add one thing. On my channel, when I've done videos, Carlton seem to be one of the fiercest supported clubs. And yeah, Dylan. Carlton seem to be one of the most fiercest clubs in the AFL. The loyalty that their fans possess, considering the years of anxiety that they've had to endure, is a credit to them indeed. But Carlton fans will be on the... Let's make no mistake about this. Any Carlton fans watching this right now, Rob, you're one of them. You'll be supporting Geelong and you'll be supporting the Giants. There's no doubt about that. But their fan base is absolutely enormous. I'd say they're in the top three in the AFL in terms of what I've experienced within my channel and in the AFL videos that I've done. West Coast Eagles are a huge club as well. Their fan base must be massive as well. For an interstate club, they're massive. And they don't find themselves back at winning back-to-back premierships. So commiserations to them for not doing it. They are a huge club though, and a quality footy club as well, to say the least. But we have spoke about it. What's your predictions anyway for the following, for the next week coming? Let me know in the comments. Let them pop up. One day in September we want to remember. Well, Lee, look, it can be done. It certainly can be done. They're good enough to go and do it. Tom, GWS will upset the Magpies. There's a few people saying that. I'm not too sure if they're saying that based on the fact that they want them to do it or if they think they'll do it. But the Giants certainly did play well against the Lions. But the Giants do have the experience of finals footy where the Lions didn't. So they probably were, in terms of experience-wise, the favourites for that there. Purely want them. That's what I kind of thought. I knew it was a football song, Lee, but I don't know the tune, so I never tried to sing it. I seen the music symbols there. Collingwood won by 8. Richmond won by 5. I'm going to put my neck on the line here and say Richmond will win by more than that. I think Richmond are too good. Far too good. Geelong have had their win now. Remember? Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. They've won now. They're definitely going to lose this one. And I think Richmond are way, way better than Geelong. I think it's going to be a lot more than that. I don't think it's going to be a ridiculous scoreline, but it's going to be more than 5. In my opinion, I think it's probably going to be a few goals they've won it by. Collingwood, I don't know. They're without Toby Green. I'm going to go by a couple of goals win for Collingwood as well. I feel that they're just too good. It's going to be an all Melbourne final for me. Who do I want to win it? That's a different question. The team that I wanted to win it going into the finals week was the Bulldogs, but they found themselves out in the first week, unfortunately. I wanted them to win it. Then, if you were putting a gun to my head, out of the teams that were left there this week, it would have been nice to see the Lions going and doing it, being an underdog team there. It would be nice to see them to do it. So now, who's left? Who do I want to win it? I do like seeing an underdog success. If you were arguing who you wanted to win it based on underdogs, it would probably be the Giants. I don't have any emotional attachment, I don't feel, to the four clubs left. My oldest daughter, likes the Cats, believe it or not. She's actually started to like the Cats. I don't know why, but she just likes the Cats. So that's her team. I've got a lot of subscribers following all three of the other teams outside Geelong as well. So, look, I'm on the fence with this. I just want to see good footy now. I want to see hard hitting, highly contested, 100% committed footy, played in the true spirit of Aussie rules. Just never pulling out of a challenge. My favourite sort of footy. People split, but not badly. Just showed you, like there was Charlie Cameron, hurt himself and played on and had a magnificent game. Just playing with a sheer heart, determination. That's what I want to see as a neutral. I just want to see absolutely phenomenal footy from the four teams left in it. And I wish every team the best. I really do. Because as a neutral, that's what I want to see. This is what sold me the sport in the first place, was the commitment of the players on the footy field. And I feel that we will get that. I feel Geelong will go down with a fight. If those teams that I've predicted win, I feel the two G starting teams, Geelong and Giants, or GWS, whatever way you want to put it around, will go down with a fight, but the other two teams will be too good. So there we have it. That's my predictions. I don't really need to do a Thursday's prediction, but I might do a little video for it. We'll see. Hopefully the rain will go off the day. I'm free the day, so if we can get a bit more dry. I'm not caring about the ground being wet and it being muddy, but certainly for the camera, I want to have it dry so I can get down there. I'll get the camera set up and hopefully get a few footy vids done of me kicking the Sharon and running on a solo. I've missed Dave. Lee, we've missed Dave today, haven't we? We really have missed Dave. I don't know where he is. He'll be cursing me wearing the Frio Guernsey, but they are gifts. Like, at the end of the day, I'm 100% grateful for any gifts that are coming to the channel. Greatly appreciate everybody's support as always. There's people that's been with me from nearly enough day one from I started doing the AFL stuff, and that means a lot for the fact that people are staying with us and they're not like, shut up you Scottish prick, you don't know what you're talking about. Just leave the game to the Aussies. We know what it's all about, but they haven't done that. Everybody's welcomed me with open arms, and that really means a lot. I do try my best to learn as much as possible, as you all know. But the gifts in the background, we've got the Bulldogs hat, thing of sheer beauty in the red, white, and blue. That's actually a Rangers mascot, Broxy Bear, Rangers Football Club. Obviously the vest, which you've seen, the Guernsey, the anchor of the Dockers, the stubby bottle of the Dockers, the power scarf, and another Bulldogs teddy. Things of sheer beauty. A few items there, but really, really good stuff. Really appreciate them. All kind gifts, generous gifts in the background. My plan, as I've said, time and time again, but I want people to know who are joining. I am looking into it in the future, after we've done our Australia trip. All the money's going into paying for our Australia trip that we make from this channel, because that's the thing that I'm really aiming for first. But after that, we'll certainly look into, again, coming back to Australia, but also getting a kind of set up out the back, basically a studio out the back, like a porter cabin type studio out the back with all the stuff in the background, all the gifts that have been sent. I have got other things as well. Some of them's in the wash, like the Bulldogs t-shirt. That's an absolute cracker, the polo shirt. Love that stuff. And just basically having it all shelved and all done nice. And who knows if I could get some stuff from official footy clubs. Maybe one day they'll send me some items signed. I don't know. I'll try and email the clubs and see will they support me that way and send some stuff for the channel and get it. I'll get it framed in the background and put it up there. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Showing the stuff. I'm an AFL channel nearly now. Or we're an AFL channel now, so we need to show the stuff off in the background and take pride of place there. That is my dream. I would love to be able to do a podcast, have the setup with the studio lighting, the proper mic setup, all the laptops to edit the videos, all this stuff. That's the dream, the direction we want to get in for the channel. So just basically to improve the quality for the viewer and me, to make life a hell of a lot easier for me as well. But the live streams right now are done through my phone. They're actually done through my smartphone, believe it or not. So I can see the comments popping up. I have had super chats on that as well. So they pop up in different colours as well. We've had people sponsoring the mullet. And we've also, the reason why I'm mentioning this here, and a patron, there's patrons joined. Bronze, silver and gold. If you join as gold, I'm going to send you Don's channel merchandise. After 3 monthly payments, I'll send you a baseball cap of the Don's channel free of charge to your home address or a PO box if that's what you would like. But that's becoming a patron of the channel, and all profits coming from that are going into paying for our Australia AFL trip. We're going to go and do video logs, vlogs, at some of these footy grounds that I've watched all the time on the channel, and absolutely can't wait to get there. I want to meet people on the channel as well. For people new that don't know, as I said, very much keep it real. I'm about the people who support the channel. I want to meet people from the channel, especially ones that have been there from day one and supported us. It means a lot, it really does. And I do talk to people, so check out our social media platforms as well and add us on them, follow us on them. We've got the Donfather page on Facebook, which is pretty good because I'm posting a lot of different stuff on there as well. Some stuff that you won't see through YouTube, so you're missing out. And Instagram as well. My Twitter one's not that great because I don't have as much of a following on the Twitter one, but certainly the Instagram one's growing quite well. And my Facebook page, which is literally a channel page, a Don's channel page, basically. It's the Donfather. So check out them in the description section below after the video and follow us on them. And I do try my best to get back to everyone. There is people here right now who I talked to throughout. I've actually had phone calls with people as well, which is only something I've done recently, to Dylan, the man who sent the stuff, because he has been supporting me and doing a lot of stuff. He's not here today. I think he was out last night, so I'm not too sure if it's a bit early. I think he's possibly going to a footy game today, so I've missed him. I've missed a couple of other regulars as well, such as Dave, the Avon salesman. He sells Avon for a living. He's a real good guy, but that's what he does anyway. So that's the end of the live stream. It's shorter now that we've not got as many games to talk about, as much stuff to talk about. Hopefully do a few reactions, grand final reactions as well. I got a few up this week I was quite happy about. I will have more time this week again to do it, and I will keep my eyes on the weather. It's been absolutely shocking, the weather here. It just does nothing but rain. There's only one guarantee here, it's going to rain, and that's it. I'm actually in Northern Ireland. I live in Northern Ireland. I'm from Scotland, but I do live in Northern Ireland. So just got here, JD17, just talking a little bit about Richmond, mate, with Tigers and their up and coming games. So if you want to watch the video back, you could do that. I'm going to be cutting this stream to an end very, very shortly and get something to eat, some breakfast, because we're only 11:15 here. But I really did enjoy the footy over the weekend. That Lions game, for anybody that watched it, the Lions game and the Giants was absolutely brilliant. Congratulations to the Giants there. But that was one of the best footy games I've saw yet. They thoroughly deserved to win the game. It could have went either way, but the fact that they just battled from start to finish, whoever won that deserved it at the end of the day. So anyway, watch those back. Greatly appreciate everybody that continues to support us. Not sure where Quokka Dave is though. Not too sure where he is myself. I have missed him. Did enjoy the Thursday chat. I still put the Thursday chat down as my favourite live stream I've done yet. I've never laughed so hard on a live stream. Really, really funny. The Sunday ones are a lot more chilled out. I feel that you're going through. I've got a lot more stuff to talk about because you're talking about the games, injuries, suspensions, etc. People who have been hurt, just big talking points in the games that you've just had, and then what way it's going to now leave it for the following week. So I've got a lot more stuff that I need to talk about, and you don't just get the banter, but the banter was phenomenal on Thursday, and Dave does add the banter to it, so we have missed him. We have missed a couple other guys who bring the banter too, and I do love it. Thanks again, everyone. I will be doing reactions. Check me out on social media. If you want to become a patron, that would be greatly appreciated. I've just explained what happens there with that. And all the other things. If you want to sponsor the mullet, this is stage 3. So you're getting to see stage 3 of the AFL mullet. I think it's more like a Dusty Martin mullet type mullet, sort of mullet slash mohawk. But anyway, this is stage 3, just done this morning. I'm happy with it. It's getting there. I can't wait till I can start waving the hair like that, and I can feel it moving and blowing in the wind like some sort of fucking 80s rock star or some shit like that. But I can't wait for that. That's what it's all about. So I'll see you soon, everyone. Thanks again. I am the Donfather, and yous have been great. Goodbye.